Welcome to the Enlist Executive Plot Tour. This is day number 5. We're at the Mahnomen, Minnesota area. Steve Snyder, Enlist field specialist. You've been out all week across North Dakota and Minnesota. And I know before you even got into this country, you've seen a lot of corn and soybeans. What does the crop here look like compared to what you've seen in other parts of the Corn Belt?
Actually, I'm very impressed with the crop here. It's a little behind where it normally is, but it's not much behind, if at all behind. I was down in Iowa last weekend, all through Minnesota, South Dakota, this week in North Dakota. Crop looks very good. It's a little behind, but it looks fantastic.
It really seems like we perked up this last week or so.
Yeah.
So we're in the 4th year with the Enlist soybeans. Still a learning process, obviously.
It is. What we're learning is you need to get proper application, and the key to getting very good weed control, particularly on tougher weeds like palmer and water hemp, is getting good coverage. So we're really dialing in the nozzle selection, we're dialing the pressure and the water volume per acre. If we can dial that in, which we're doing in most all cases now after the 4th year, we're getting excellent weed control on all the species out there. So we're having really good luck. It's a lot of fun.
It can be a pain sometimes hauling water around, but that's really, really important.
Water's very important. If you're going from 10 to 15 gallons of water, you're increasing the water coverage on your weeds by 50%. It does take time. It costs money to haul more water, but I think it's the least expensive adjuvant you can add to the tank is a little bit more water.
When we talk about a 2,4-D, we think of the esters and the amis. This is a choline. How is that different?
Well, you have 2,4-D's 2,4-D, and the esters came out in the mid 40s. Then the amines came out. It's just different salts on the raw acid of 2,4-D. So we have a choline salt that's attached to the raw acid 2,4-D. And we charge that 2,4-D with a negative charge when we manufacture it. The choline salt's got a positive charge. They bond very tightly together, just like a magnet would. And because of that, we have near zero volatility. It gets the 2,4-D on the crop, on the weed, but it doesn't get up and move the next day or a week later. And that choline technology is very, very important to E3 soybeans.
And really, it's all part of that flexibility we've been talking about all week.
Yeah, we have a lot of flexibility. We've got a long application window, more hours in the day you can spray. We can spray a little higher wind speed than some of the other traditional herbicides. So we just got a lot of flexibility. Also, in addition, with tank mix partners, if you're real timely on small weeds, you can use a different tank mix partner than if you're targeting weeds that maybe got away from you. So we got a lot of ways to get the weed, and it's very advantageous to the grower.
You did mention sleepy beans or droopy beans. What are you talking about there?
Well, the trait in the E3 soybeans, the 2,4-D trait, that's a metabolic trait. So what that means is the plant has to metabolize the 2,4-D, and that can take 24, maybe 36 hours to metabolize it. And during that time, the soybeans will kind of get droopy and a little gray color. But the next day, then they're fine. They're growing. Doesn't really slow them down. Doesn't impact yield. That's just how it works, and we get used to it. If it's your first time using it, it might shock you a little, but that's normal.
Good to see. Well, appreciate the chance to connect with you this week.
All right. Yeah, I had a great week. Great people out here in the northern Midwest and Upper Plains. I'd come out here every day if I could because it's a lot of fun.
Good deal. Steve Snyder with us again, talking Enlist. It's the Enlist Executive Plot Tour. I'm Don Wick from Mahnomen, Minnesota.